Be ready. Start. Before we examine the merit or otherwise of this contention, it will be useful to state the basic ingredients of Section 304B IPC. The requirement of Section 304B is that the death of a woman be caused by burns, bodily injury, or otherwise than in normal circumstances within 7 years of her marriage. Further, it should be shown that soon before her death, she was subjected to cruelty or harassment by her husband or her husband's family or relatives, and thirdly, that such harassment should be in relation to a demand for dowry. Once these three ingredients are satisfied, her death shall be treated as a dowry death, and once a dowry death occurs, such husband or relative shall be presumed to have caused her death. Thus, by fiction of law, the husband or relative would be presumed to have committed the offense of dowry death, rendering them liable for punishment unless the presumption is rebutted. It is not only a presumption of law in relation to a death but also a deemed liability fastened upon the husband stroke relative by operation of law. This court, in the case of Bansi Lal versus State of Haryana 2011 11 SCC 359, while analyzing the provisions of Section 304B of the Act, held as under. In such a fact situation, the provisions of Section 113B of the Evidence Act 1872, providing for presumption that the accused is responsible for dowry death, have to be pressed in service. The said provisions read as under. When the question is whether a person has committed the dowry death of a woman, and it is shown that soon before her death such woman had been subjected by such person to cruelty or harassment for or in connection with any demand for dowry, the court shall presume that such person had caused the dowry death. It may be mentioned herein that the legislature in its wisdom has used the word shall, thus making a mandatory application on the part of the court to presume that death had been committed by the person who had subjected her to cruelty or harassment in connection with any demand of dowry. It is unlike the provisions of Section 113A of the Evidence Act, where a discretion has been conferred upon the court, wherein it had been provided that court may presume abatement of suicide by a married woman. Therefore, in view of the above, onus lies on the accused to rebut the presumption, and in case of Section 113B relatable to Section 304B IPC, the onus to prove shifts exclusively and heavily on the accused. The only requirements are that death of a woman has been caused by means other than any natural circumstances, that death has been caused or occurred within 7 years of her marriage, and such woman had been subjected to cruelty or harassment by her husband or any relative of her husband in connection with any demand of dowry. Therefore, in case the essential ingredients of such death have been established by the prosecution, it is the duty of the court to raise a presumption that the accused has caused the dowry death. It may also be pertinent to mention herein that the expression soon before her death has not been defined in either of the statutes. Therefore, in each case, the court has to analyze the facts and circumstances leading to the death of the victim and decide if there is any proximate connection between the demand of dowry and act of cruelty or harassment and the death. Section 313 of the Code casts a duty on the court to put in an inquiry or trial questions to the accused for the purpose of enabling him to explain any of the circumstances appearing in the evidence against him. It follows as a necessary corollary therefrom that each material circumstance appearing in the evidence against the accused is required to be put to him specifically, distinctly, and separately, and failure to do so amounts to a serious irregularity vitiating trial if it is shown that the accused was prejudiced. The object of Section 313 of the Code is to establish a direct dialogue between the court and the accused. If a point in the evidence is important against the accused and the conviction is intended to be based upon it, it is right and proper that the accused should be questioned about the matter and be given an opportunity of explaining it. Where no specific question has been put up by the trial court on an inculpatory material in the prosecution evidence, it would vitiate the trial. Of course, all evidence, it would vitiate the trial. Of course, all these are subject to rider whether they have caused miscarriage of justice or prejudice. This court also expressed a similar view in S. Harnam Singh versus State Delhi Administration while dealing with Section 342 of the Criminal Procedure Code 1898 corresponding to Section 313 of the Code. Non-indication of inculpatory material in its relevant facts by the trial court to the accused. Thank you.